The mind is stuck with its own fighting. Don't try to win or lose with the mind. Don't fight with it. Don't try to liberate from it or trying to escape from it, because it's gonna turn into an act of suffering in another way. Use the word everything. Everything, it's opening already, that's all. This is not an attempt to get out of the mind. Just use the word everything is out already. Let it, just the word everything, and make a conclusion to purify the conclusion itself according to what's given. The sentences have auto-purification in itself. Initiate the word everything to guide the mind constantly, that's all. It will automatically getting out. Never mind with the mind that is trying to fight. Proceed with the word everything. Whatever the karmic difficulties are there, don't reject them and don't separate. Don't think to separate from them. Let them. Don't think to separate from anything, because that's gonna get in the way of the desire. Cut through deluded knowing simultaneously. Proceed like this. Make a conclusion with all the conditions of the mind that are there. Proceed simultaneously with them. It's not about attachment or detachment. Everything is from not attached to the non-attachment itself altogether. That which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment altogether. That which has nothing to do with being liberated or not altogether. That which has nothing to do with ending or not ending, finishing or not finishing altogether. Make a conclusion to purify like this. They are the cause of the suffering, which is the attempt to liberate, trying to end it, which is the cause of the suffering in itself. Therefore, let's purify the opinions about ending, that which has nothing to do with ending or not ending. This is the belief values. The opinions make it up. This has nothing to do with ending or not ending, because the alignment or nibbana has nothing to do with any state of anything. It's not about ending from anything. Just ends all about liberating or not liberating, ending or not ending. It's already nibbana. Just ending the cause of the suffering, nibbana is there already, automatically. That's all. This is not a practice. It's not from the practice either. Nibbana truly is not from practicing for attainment. It's from that which has nothing to do with trying to begin or to end. It's not become samudaya or cause of the suffering, that's all. The practice itself, the beginning itself is the desire. It is the cause of the suffering. Trying to liberate, trying to end is the cause of the suffering, which is the desire. Let's purify these opinions right away. That which has nothing to do with being liberated or not, has nothing to do with ending or not ending. This will purify all types of belief values in all forms. When it's not belief values, then it is not cause of suffering in any path. That's all. When you seeing that it is not ending, then purify it right away. That which has nothing to do with ending or not ending. This is the opinions. Ending or not ending, it is deceived by opinions and meanings. Let's purify that. That which has nothing to do with ending or not ending. In Nibbana, there is no such thing as ending or not ending, finishing or not finishing. Nibbana has nothing to do with having nothing like liberated or not. Not having, even not having itself in Nibbana. Nibbana doesn't have having or not having. When it's not become samudaya or causes of the suffering, Nibbana is right there. Nibbana is not any conditions, any states. Nibbana is not any point of anything. It's not a destiny of anything at all. If you say Nibbana is an aim, that is going to be an objective for an aim. That is the desire that is striving. Nibbana is not considered as any aim for anything. Nibbana is not called the ultimate or any level that is the bottom or the medium. It's not anything. Therefore, the Buddhas said, ending, being deluded or not, grasping or not grasping, wanting or not wanting for the beings, that's all. Any Dhamma that is shared from the Buddhas is to end the samudaya for the beings, ending the cause of the suffering. The later generations guessing that Buddha say that is from the practice. But actually listening and ending is right there. It's not about practicing, because they listen and ending accordingly. They don't have opinions and being stubborn with the Buddhas. They don't have the desire and criticize and compare further. They listen and ending according right there, right in front. They are not stubborn. Others still criticize, still being stubborn, still compare, still using opinions to interpret further. That is stubborn. That's why they cannot end right there in the front. They listen to the Buddhas and ending right at the front. It's not about practicing. The later generations, they guess, because no one from that generation were not enlightened. Therefore, they are continue in many different paths and methods and ways. These are all the acts of the suffering. Practice is the act of the suffering totally. It's not about making the body and the mind to suffer. To make the mind in this way or that way is creating difficulties for the mind, for the body, making the mind into difficulties. This is called the act of the suffering. Therefore, use the auto-purification of the reminders. It will end accordingly. It is the conclusion in itself. It will end the cause of the suffering within itself. It is giving ending the causes of the suffering in the auto-purifying reminders themselves. If trying to let go, then that which has nothing to do with letting go or not letting go altogether. Don't let it become practicing. Otherwise, the act of the suffering will be lengthening endlessly. Nibbana doesn't have letting go or not letting go. That which has nothing to do with ending or not ending, it will lighten up right away. All the path is because of the deceived by opinions. The desire creates and fabricates opinions and proceed in such a way on and on. As path, the later generations, they don't know it. That's why they persevere, search, when you look at yourself, that's why there is ending or not ending. Everything is enlightened to the truth that is anatta, whether it is ending or not. It is not something to be attached to. No one is gaining or losing in such a thing. Not about ending or not ending. Make a conclusion like this to purify it. This is called the conclusion purifying itself. Any sentence purifies itself. Whenever this arising in the mind, liberating or not liberating, purify it. Nibbana has nothing to do with being liberated or not. There is no such thing as being liberated or not having, even not having itself. Everything. That's already opening. That's the great compassion. Each conclusion, it is concluded with samsara simultaneously. It is this great compassion to help end for samsara only. This is not ending only just the non-humans. Later on, the great compassion will be formed up as humans as well. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging with everything instantly. With everything, nothing to do with having or not having. That which has nothing to do with neither about relating or not relating. Any sentences, purify them accordingly. Otherwise, if without purifying, it will turn into a path. And it will become an act of suffering as a path. It will create a practice. Don't keep it. This is called unwinding, discarding the unwinding. The blossoming, discarding from itself. The blossoming, liberating from the blossoming state. And proceed with everything like this. Disengage even from disengaging itself with everything. Disengaging doesn't grasp for itself. Disengaging doesn't grasp for itself. Not attached even to the non-attachment itself. Non-attachment doesn't grasp for non-attachment itself with everything. Not grasping for the non-grasping itself with everything. In this way, it will discard the unwinding itself. Everything, absolute, everything. Therefore, it will not going around and around within the mind. This is the great compassion. It is the basis of the Mahakaruna, the great compassion. Everything, it is the basis of the great compassion. Don't be stuck and narrow within one's own lane, within one's mind. Open up fully, because it doesn't grasp for the opening itself. It is releasing out. Do not preoccupy with one's own states of mind, because paying attention to the mind is clashing itself. Don't let it be like that. Open up widely in the way that not grasping for the non-grasping itself. There is no clashing with all things, let alone clashing with oneself.